Many motivational speakers like that Oja sir and that Drishti IAS and that Acharya Prashant promote Osho. Now, Osho translated many this Vigyan Bhairav Tantra and so forth. But if you see, he contradicts himself. He says everything is inside you. Don't depend on outside subjects and objects for happiness and joy. He says that in his videos. I don't want to share the clippings of the videos. Then he also promotes to have sex and depend on other person to be happy only after doing sex. Leave aside that. He got knowledge of so much knowledge from our scriptures, and then he says, no, there is no God. In spite of reading so many books and scriptures, this fellow did not understand what the concept of God is. The creation is in Hinduism. What did he read then? What Upanishad did he read? It is what is said in Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasi. This entire creation is you. Your consciousness, supreme consciousness. We did not, in Hinduism, it is not said that outside individual, the concept of God in his mind, Osho's mind is individual, created this universe. That is not said in Hinduism. Supreme consciousness is God. And everything that is happening, all the energies, matter, consciousness are happening inside supreme consciousness. That is what existed before. Supreme consciousness, that is represented metaphorically as Shiva. He created energy, different forms of energies, primordial energies, which is metaphorically represented and named as Parvati, Shakti. That supreme consciousness and Shakti, Shiva and Shakti, created creative consciousness, Brahma. Then they also created manifested consciousness, that is Vishnu. Then there are descendants of manifested consciousness, that is these avatars of Vishnu, Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, Vaman, Parshuram, Shri Ram, Balram, Shri Krishna, and so forth. That is how this creation is. Hindus think there is no God or something like that because considering that God as an individual and who created this in a lab or a magic, that's the thought that has percolated in everybody's mind with these serials and the way what Hinduism is, all these spiritual gurus, the way they have explained. People think God is a manifested form of an individual like us. No. It is creation itself, is this entire creation, that is supreme consciousness. Supreme consciousness is not bound by time. That's why Shiva is called Mahakal, which is beyond time. Time is part of the creation. All this happened after supreme consciousness and energies created creative consciousness, manifested consciousness, Brahma and Vishnu. Then this creation has started. So don't bring human forms in your mind when you think of God. That's why it confuses you, and many have become disbelievers and atheists because they think either they think this universe or everything is random. This cannot be random. The universe is super synchronized and fine tuned. You can play the song you like and you can be happy at any time. That itself shows that this is conscious, fine tuned creation. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been this life on earth. There was no reason for life to be a life to take form or life to be on this creation, the universe was random. There was no reason for consciousness to be born on this in this creation universe, multiverse. I think it is a multiverse because there can't be universe. How can there be universe where everything is in multiples? There are multiple valleys, there are multiple stars, there are multiple whatever planets. All that material objects are multiple. Then how can there be only one that is universe? No, no reason. Like there are multiple valleys, multiple flowers in the valleys, multiple galaxies, multiple stars in that galaxies. So like that there are multiple universes as well. So that is what it is. You need time to spend on yourself. You need to get rid of subjects and objects. Try to reduce the number of subjects and objects that are consuming your bandwidth, energy, time, effort, money to bring into your possession, to control them, to manage them. Once you get rid of all these subjects and objects, you have 100% of time to manage yourself. Think about yourself. That self is not being selfish, but think about what this creation is, what this mind and body is. Science, Western science, or modern education, or rational thinking makes you think that you are just this mind body complex bound and this infinitesimally small organism on this entire creation. No, you read and you follow Vedanta and yoga. You are creation, nothing else. Your consciousness, your conscious creation, part of this supreme consciousness, which is creation. That is what you are. Yog is that oneness. Yuj means oneness. Yog helps you realize that you are one creation. Unless you do yoga or unless you go into the path of that oneness, take the path of oneness or self-discovery, self-inquiry, self-realization will not happen. You have to make, if you need to talk to your friend, you need to have a phone, you need to dial, you need to take time, and only then you are able to call your friend, and only when he is free he will pick up your call and listen and respond to you. Why will universe reveal itself if you are ungrateful? You are not doing outgoing call to the universe, you are not doing prayers, you are not doing yoga, you don't show the curiosity to know the entire creation. Why will creation and creator reveal himself to you freely? Why? Ask this question. Unless you take the spirit of inquiry seriously and think about this life, the universe will not reveal itself to you. Once you are serious, the creation will know. This mind and body is serious about knowing the creation and universe. Let me now pay attention to him and try to reveal him, because now this mind and body is coming into my fore. He is realizing what I am. That is what it is. Do yoga, take inward journey, do deep breathing, inhalations and exhalations. That is one of the keys in Kali Yuga for the doorways for liberation. What is liberation? Liberation is eternal bliss, Satchidanand, Aham Brahmasi, Tattvamasi, Kaivalya state, Turiya state. That is in this life itself. Now it can happen, or the liberation after death is no life and death. This body and this soul will not take any mind and body. It will immerse in supreme consciousness, because it has realized that it is consciousness. Only then supreme consciousness will take it into its fore. You see, ants, all the animals go in packs or in groups. They take only who are like them, who are themselves. Only when you become consciousness, when you know your consciousness, only then supreme consciousness, that is creation, that is creator, will accept you. If you don't know your consciousness, why will creator reveal itself and accept you? You will be frustrated, you will be chasing material desires, you will not be happy, eternal bliss. Let me tell you, none of you is happy. because that Satchidanand state, Turiya state, Kaivalya state, Aham Brahmasi state is very different. It is like for a married and one who is having babies, it is like you are having and celebrating marriage or birthdays, everything of that 100 babies at one time. That is Satchidanand state. You will be able to reach the Satchidanand state only when the marriage of your primordial energy, which is given to you at the base of your spine, Muladhara chakra, that rises and marries to the supreme consciousness that is here in your pineal gland, third eye. Only when you do that marriage through yoga, only then you will realize your true self. The beginning of realization will start. The beginning